I almost finished with this normal form, but okay. I remind you that I have a sub-Riemannian structure, delta G. Delta is the distribution, G is the Riemann metric over distribution, and a curve gamma gamma is everywhere transversal to distribution delta. And there are these normal coordinates that I defined yesterday. Normal coordinates with respect to this curve gamma. And so in these normal coordinates, okay, so orthonormal frame field I denote by, so in these coordinates are ZW, Z are horizontal coordinates, and W is a coordinate along gamma. It means that gamma of T is 0, okay? And I denote in abbreviated notation the orthonormal frame field by Q ddz plus L ddw, which means that if you consider the matrix, so Q, if you consider the matrix that you obtain by putting the linear form L under Q, then columns of this guy are orthonormal frame field for the metric. And Q is symmetric. And then I claim that what I explained yesterday is that this situation is completely characterized by the fact that Q times Z is equal to Z and L times Z is equal to Z. Okay? Let me show what it gives. This says a lot. But let me just explain what it gives in the particular case of a distribution on R3. Maybe not contact any distribution on R3. Then it gives the following. Then it is a two-dimensional distribution on R3, then Q is Q1, Q2, Q2, Q3. Okay, and let me set that Q2, let me define the function beta is minus 1 over, so in that case, Z is xy, two coordinates on the plane. So beta minus 1 over xy times Q2. Then due to the equality Qx equals x, you easily see that in fact if you rewrite it, it gives that Qz equals z, it gives that Q1x minus xy beta Q2, minus xy square beta Qz, so it is like that, equals equals x. This is the first equation. X cancels, and you get that q1 minus xy beta, and you get that q1 is equal to 1 plus xy beta. On the same way, you get that q3 is equal, just y squared beta. You cancel a. And q3 is equal to 1 plus x squared beta. And now, so what we have? So we know that this is if you remember how I got this Q is a smooth matrix depending on the points. And there is a question about this function beta. You see, it could be non-smooth. But in fact, what you get in this way is that since Q2 is equal to minus xy beta, you have the fact that you get immediately from this that xy times beta, x squared beta, and y squared beta are smooth functions. And I leave you the following very simple lemma, a very elementary lemma that says the following. You have a function of n plus 2 variables, f of x, y, w. X and y are real variables, and w is in Rn. Okay? If you have such a function, and if you know that x times f is smooth, and y times f is smooth, then it implies that f is smooth. It is very simple, interesting, very simple. No assumption at all about f, just but this. And then this, if you apply this lemma twice, to the function beta, and you get that beta is smooth. Okay. So it means that the matrix Q has the following form. It is just 1 minus xy beta. Sorry, it is Q1, it is 1 plus y squared beta minus xy beta minus xy beta and 1 plus x squared beta. With more or less the same kind of argument, you get, with same type of argument, you get that the head is in fact like that. It is another function gamma n times y over 2 and minus x over 2. And then you get normal form, you get a complete normal form depending on two smooth functions, beta and gamma, for any distribution, for any sub-Riemannian metric for any couple of a sub-Riemannian metric and a curve transversal to the distribution. You get the following normal form. You get that an orthonormal frame is given by the two vector fields f and g. F is 1 plus y squared beta ddx minus xy beta ddy plus gamma y over 2 dw, and g is minus xy beta ddx plus 1 plus x squared beta ddy and minus gamma x over 2 dy dw, and the curve gamma of t is 0, 0, t. You get this normal form. Okay? And so these two equations give you a lot of information and give you concrete normal form in many cases. So okay. This I did. So this is normal form in the case for the situation of a general distribution in R3. Okay. Then two controls if you consider. If you formulate the sub-Riemannian metric in terms of a control system. Okay. This construction. Okay. I continue for Cohen-Quan distribution. So you have this matrix Q. And you have this L. And we have variables, we have the following variables Z and W. And I said that Z has, I put that Z has order 1. What does it mean that Z has order 1? If you are in the cylinder of radius epsilon, it means that the size of Z, you know that this is a normal form in a cylinder along gamma, and you know that if the size of Z is epsilon, you are in the tube of radius epsilon. And I said that W has order 2, okay, and then dd1, ddx, ddy, they have order -1, -2, and then ddw has order -2, and if you keep the terms, you just cut all you just keep the term that you write that f is equal to f hat plus a reminder, g is equal to g hat plus a reminder, and you keep the terms of order -1. Or what you get? You get that f hat is just ddx plus what? So plus gamma y over 2 ddw, and g hat is equal to ddy minus gamma x over 2 ddw. And you do this at each point of the curve. You do this at each point of the curve gamma, then you preserve, then in fact you consider only gamma 0, 0, gamma 0 W, gamma 0 W here. Then you get the nilpotent, this is nothing but the nilpotent approximation of the problem along gamma. What you get is a family of nilpotent depending on the parameter W. It is a family of nilpotent approximations that depend on the parameter along gamma, but that are in the same global coordinates along gamma. It is what you construct. This is in dimension 2, but in dimension 3, but it will generalize to any dimension. I have to mention, so this is what you get in the particular case of dimension 3, but you can do the same in any dimension, and then you get q hat and L hat in any dimension. And what is this L hat? So L hat is a linear form, sorry, L hat, what is this L hat? So L hat, in fact, since it has order -1, L hat as a function of x, as a function of x, in fact, as you see here, L, okay. So L hat is just this gamma that you take along, that you take in 0W, and what? And what? Just a minute. Okay. The system then is you write like that. If you consider the system as a control system, now it is written like that. Z dot equals Q times U, and W dot equals W dot equals sorry, it is Q hat now, or Q for the system. The system, the initial system is Z dot equals QU, and W dot equals L. So I have to change no, it equals LU. Then if you consider an important approximation, the order n minus 1 term, you get this Q hat and this L hat times U, and then this can be rewritten like that. It is Z prime L hat U, where L hat is a constant skew-symmetric matrix. In this particular case, it is just the matrix gamma 0 W, gamma 0 W minus gamma 0 W in this particular case, 0, 0. Okay? Then the system can be, the important approximation can be rewritten just like that. And what about this Q-symmetric matrix L hat? It is just because all these coordinates are very, very interesting because for me, because they are global coordinates in a neighborhood of gamma, the same coordinate that give you one parameter family of nilpotent approximation that will dominate in my further computations. But what about the intrinsic meaning of this L hat? It is just the following. In general, if you have I am given a distribution, delta, okay, and I consider the bracket mapping. so bracket going from if you consider bracket of two vector fields, bracket operation is not a tensor. Of course, it does not apply to vectors, it applies to vector fields. But it turns out that you have a certain classical standard formula like that. If you take any one form omega, then d omega of xy is equal to omega of xy, the bracket, plus something times x plus something times y, and this something up to sine, it is just omega y, I think, and here omega of x, and here it is plus or minus, minus or plus. Then what does it mean? It means that if you take two vector fields that are in the distribution, if xy are vector field in the distribution delta, and if you consider the bracket modulo the distribution, this term is in the distribution, then you get that this is equal to d omega of xy. So the meaning of this formula is just that, in fact, from the following mapping, bracket modulo delta, that maps x that goes from delta cross delta to tangent bundle over delta to Tm over delta. If you consider the bracket modulo distribution for vector field in the distribution, it is a tensor. It applies to not only to vector fields, but it applies to vectors. Bracket modulo distribution is a tensor. And here what you have coordinates in the distribution, and you have remaining coordinates that are in the quotient of tangent space modulo distribution. And it turns out that in this in this construction, this L hat is just a matrix. This matrix L hat is just a skew-symmetric matrix of the bracket. This L hat is just the bracket. Okay? Then I almost finished, but in fact it is not enough to do all this construction with it is not enough to do all this construction only in corank 1. I am not interested only by corank 1 situations, and then you can repeat the construction for corank k distribution. But in that case, what you have to take is in place to replace the curve gamma. So the curve gamma will still be in normal coordinate. The curve gamma will still be will still be the last coordinate, w. Gamma of w will be w. But this curve gamma, you choose that it is embedded in a surface which is transversal to distribution. So you choose a surface S that contains gamma, okay, and the surface S is transversal to the distribution everywhere. And you can repeat completely this construction. The cylinder C epsilon is the cylinder along the surface. The tube is the tube along the surface, but you get exactly the same equation. You get that. You get the following. You get that. You still have as an orthonormal frame. You still have Q ddz plus L d. So now in the surface S, there are two types of coordinates. There is the coordinate W that corresponds to my given curve, and other coordinate that I call Y. Then you have the z coordinate, which is still the horizontal coordinate. And you have the y, w coordinate that are coordinates in the surface, transversal to distribution, and w is just a parameter along the curve gamma. So you choose such a parameterized surface like that, and you repeat this construction completely. Then you get in abbreviated notation plus L ddy plus M ddw. And you still have that Qx is equal to x, you still have that L, so Qz is equal to z, Lz is equal to z, Mz, sorry, is equal to 0, Mz is also equal to 0, and you take again the first order terms, and you get the nilpotent, you set that z has order 1 and y and w have order 2, and you get the nilpotent approximation along the curve gamma, and you have the same, but now you do not have a single skew-symmetric matrix. You have if the corank is k, you have k minus 1l plus a m, and these are skew-symmetric matrices like you can write. So now you can write the control system in the following form: v dot equals q at u, y dot I equals li at u. These guys depend on w, and w dot equals m w u. And these matrices, these skew-symmetric matrices, so along the curve gamma, q hat can be taken as the identity. From my normal coordinates, we know that on the curve gamma, or now on the surface S, I evaluate, so this is just identity. You can take Q along W only. And then you get this guy, which is nilpotent approximation in normal, it is a one parameter family of nilpotent approximations along the curve parameterized by W, and these K matrices, K minus 1 plus 1, are just in the normal coordinates. They are just the matrices that correspond to the bracket mapping from delta times delta to Tm over delta. It is just like that. So this is an important approximation in that case, and as I shall see, it dominates. Okay, I finished with this normal form. It is what I will need as the first step. I go back to my problem. It turned out that so my problem is the following. I have a distribution delta, a sub-Riemannian structure delta, and a curve gamma. Any curve gamma, but I consider only generic situation, and corank of delta is equal to k. And what I want to do is the following. So I want to find, so gamma is from 0 t, or say 0, 1, you could say 0, 1 to m, okay? And the corank of delta is equal to k, and so given epsilon small, what I want to do is so I consider curves gamma epsilon that are admissible, okay, and that connect gamma 0 to to gamma 1, and that remaining in the tube T epsilon. I consider just these guys. I want to approximate my non-admissible curve by an admissible one that remains epsilon closed. Then this gamma epsilon has a length L of gamma epsilon, and I consider the infimum over all these curves gamma. A is the set of such curves. Okay, so the infimum over gamma epsilon in A of the length of such curves, minimum possible length. This is a function of epsilon that I call MC of epsilon. It is a metric complexity of the curve, gamma. I define it like that. It is a function of epsilon. It is minimum possible length of curve that approximate gamma by remaining epsilon closed. And in fact, I am just okay. I need also to define what I call an asymptotic optimal synthesis. Asymptotic, I have to write it at least once. So asymptotic optimal synthesis. What is it? It is a family of curves, gamma epsilon, a family of curves that are admissible, that remain in the tube T epsilon, and such that the length of gamma epsilon is equivalent to the metric complexity. And by equivalent, what I mean, I say that two functions, f1, f2, f1 of epsilon, f2 of epsilon are equivalent. Of course, if you remember how our lengths tend to infinity when epsilon tends to 0, and I say that f1 epsilon is equivalent to f2 epsilon just if the ratio tends to 1, f2 epsilon tends to 1 when epsilon goes to 0. Okay? Then it means that I want to I am interested with an asymptotic strategy depending on epsilon, which is just the same leading term as the metric complexity. It is what it means. What I want to do. Then I have just first, before starting, few comments. It turned out that very curiously, the corank of delta is k. There are two situations, k smaller or equal to 3 and k larger to 3. And it turned out that this is easy. Well, not so easy as you will see, but the things become dramatically more difficult when the corank is larger than 3, and this is even if you need only first bracket, if you need only the first bracket. What do I mean by this? I mean, as I told you last time, you have a flag of distributions that starts from delta delta 1 equals delta 0 equals delta, it depends. Delta 1 equals delta 0, and delta k plus 1 equals delta k. And you stop when you fill in the full tangent space. And the last, a certain number of steps are necessary, okay? And so it is a number of brackets that is necessary. People call this guy the p that you need to fill in the full tangent space. People call it the non-holonomy degree. Non-holonomy degree of the distribution. So even if the non-holonomy degree equal to 1, the things become very complicated, as you will see. I just explain why, and it will appear what is the reason for this complication. The reason is the following. I consider again this mapping, so bracket modulo distribution, that goes from delta cross delta to Tm over delta. Okay? And I fix a point. This mapping is tensor. You can do it at a point. I fix a point. Okay? So it is from delta at a point to tangent space over delta at a point. Because it's possible because this is tensor. Okay. I consider a ball of unit radius in delta and a ball of unit radius in delta. And I call B capital like that, or B, I don't know. I call B at the point, so BQ. This is done at a certain point Q. In fact, this is done at a certain point of my curve gamma. Then I can say that this is done at a certain point T if T is a parameter along this curve gamma. So I call it is reasonable to denote it by BT. Then I consider this set is the image. This set is the image of the product of two unit balls by the bracket modulo distribution mapping. And it turns out that the following property holds. Generically, it is a theorem that I shall prove later on, that for k smaller or equal to 3, generically very precisely, you can take, I don't know, Whitney topology for couples of sub-Riemannian metrics and curve gamma, so open dense in Whitney topology. For k smaller or equal to 3, generically, Bt is convex in the direction of gamma dot t, modulo delta t, of course. What does it mean, convex in the direction? Okay, you have a body in a space, you have a direction in a vector space, you have a direction, it is convex, if it is convex, it is direction, okay. If you have a separating hyperplane, like that. Then, for k smaller or equal to 3, generically, Bt is convex in the direction of gamma dot everywhere. But after Bt is never convex in the direction of gamma dot, and as you will see, this convexity property will do all the job. It will do all the job. But let us consider the first very interesting and wild situation, even with a non-holonomy degree equal to 1. Non-holonomy degree equals 1. You consider a 410 distribution. That you may even, if you consider a 410, so 410 distribution, you cannot consider more. It is a corank 6, but 10 is the dimension of the one-step free nilpotent Lie algebra with 4 generators, and then it is what I call the free situation. Free one step because you need one bracket situation, and free because you cannot have more than 10. And in this situation, not only Bt is never convex in the direction of gamma dot, but moreover, the direction of gamma dot never meets Bt. It never meets Bt. Why? It is quite simple. This mapping bracket over delta to T over delta has clearly, it is bracket, it has a very natural, it has natural projectivization, and then if you projectivize, it is a mapping from the Grassmannian of two planes in R4 to projectivization of R6. Okay, this is 5-dimensional manifold. This is 4-dimensional manifold. Then, in fact, generically, you will never meet gamma dot T for generic situation. Will never meet the image of the bracket mapping. Not only it is not convex, but it never meets. How much time?
4 minutes. 4 minutes.
4 minutes. So 4 minutes. I finish. Now, so. But for corank k smaller or equal to 3, as you shall see, from this theorem, it is convex, and this will give the result. I will not even need any variational principle to obtain explicitly the metric complexity and the optimal synthesis. But it remains, so because I shall start, so after the pause, I shall start with this situation, k smaller or equal to 3, and but there are not only one step non-holonomy degree equal to 1. What is possible if k is equal to 3? The only thing which is possible generically is dimension of delta equals 2 control, and it remains the cases 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3, 5 for the distribution. They are the only cases that have to be considered, plus singularity. What does it mean, singularities? It means that, for instance, you are one step almost everywhere, but on the Martinez surface, but on a surface of codimension 1, or you are at most you have non-holonomy degree 4 in that case, except on a codimension 1 surface where you have non-holonomy degree 5. This is what I call singularities. You know, on a certain surface you do not reach, you reach the full tangent plane with your bracket, except on a singularity which is generically of codimension 1. And then this singularity of codimension 1, then a generic curve will cross them. Then if we want to study generic situations, we have to study them. So, in fact, for singularity, there is a theorem that does the job every time. But what I will do after the pause is starting to study this situation, k smaller or equal to 3. And I shall start by one-step situation where the non-holonomy degree is equal to 1, and even I shall start by corank 1, and even more, I shall start with contact distribution in R3 to explain the situation. But my next purpose is to evacuate this corank lower or equal to 3 case, and as I told you, generically, either it will be non-holonomy degree equals 1, or it will be 234, 235, which means, by the way, that the nilpotent approximation in that case will be at each point will be angle distribution, and in that case it will be Cartan distribution, of course, because nilpotent approximation is okay. This will come. So I start after the pause this k smaller or equal to 3 study. The remaining is just one last remark. The ball with the trailer is 2, 3, 5, 6, and this ball because it is like that distribution. It is 2, 3, 5, 6. Then corank is 4. Then it starts to be very difficult because not only corank is not smaller or equal to 3, but moreover a lot of brackets start to come.